A healthcare worker just trying to go to work shoots an attempted robber. Let's get out to Steve Keeley.
Well, this was one of the most violent nights in the past year. We have at least 4 people murdered in the scope of about 2 hours, and it could be 6 people murdered because 2 of the people shot several times, including a 63-year-old woman who stepped outside of a bar, Ralph's Pub, where we had a shooting of 3 people inside the bar just a month ago. She steps outside to smoke a cigarette, and she shot at 14 times. So she was barely alive, according to a detective I talked to, including another person who was shot first among 2 people shot before the 4 people were shot and killed. One of those shot and killed last night was hit 32 times. A person with him shot and killed 14 times. So 46 shots to kill 2 people. And then this scene right before midnight capped off the ultra violent night. And this is in the Fairmount section, right around 17th Street. And this man is caring for a client who is bound to a wheelchair. And he's going in for his home health care aid shift right at midnight. And as he parks his Honda, an 18-year-old shows up and points a gun, taps the gun muzzle on the window of the car. What he doesn't know is what a lot of robbers and carjackers are finding out, that a lot more people these days are going to get a permit to carry a concealed weapon because of the crime situation that's out of control, especially in Philadelphia. And this guy draws his gun and fires his gun without even lowering the window. That's why you see his driver's side window shattered. And he hits the guy point blank with at least 5 shots in the face, the neck, and the chest and the hand. The 18-year-old manages to run to his buddy, who dropped him off out of the passenger seat of their carjacked vehicle, and they drive to the other side of town where they're from in West Philadelphia. He drops the 18-year-old off at Penn Presbyterian, then speeds out of the driveway of the emergency entrance. Meanwhile, the home health care aide calls police and says somebody just tried to carjack him.
He was sitting in his car. He was approached by a male who walked up to his vehicle, the driver door, and pointed a gun at him. That's when the 32-year-old pulled his own weapon and fired through his driver door window from the inside. And he shot at the male who pointed a gun at him while he was sitting in his car. And that male ran away on foot, westbound on Folsom Street. While investigating the scene, we were notified that a shooting victim showed up at Presbyterian Hospital by private auto. And that shooting victim was shot in the face and upper chest area. He is in stable condition.
And one detective told me he stupidly admitted, I was shot on Folsom Street, which puts him as the carjacker at the scene of the crime. Plus, they have video from a lot of the people who live over there on Folsom Street. You can understand why they all have surveillance cameras, right? And so if you look at the video, you'll notice a child safety seat in the back seat of this home health care worker's car. And another reason, the detective says, for this guy to want protection because he's driving around a little kid a lot of the time. And remember, Fairmount's not a tough neighborhood, not a bad neighborhood, and still it happened there. So if it happened there, it can happen anywhere, detective warned us to tell our viewers today, because these carjackings are happening so frequently, at least another 4 or 5 overnight since one detective started his shift. Karen?
It's very, very alarming and scary. All right, Steve, thank you.